Well, it's only been about 7 months. We've had a problem starting this Focus cmax up. It's only done 94,000 miles for new, two owners. So yeah, it's been in the family for a long time. About 15 years, something like that, maybe a bit longer. Actually, yeah, it is. It's probably about 18 years. Three owners actually in total now with me. And it's had this starting problem, as I say. I've had the dash out, the full dash got put back in. Only took like 4.5 hours to put it back in. A lot harder to put back in than it was to take out. But that's the name of the game, innit? Everything with this car has been just awkward. Just everything. It's just fighting me all the way with everything. I think we've had a few problems with this car. We've had sensor problems, crankshaft sensors. We've had a wiring problem. We've had an auto electrician out, so he couldn't find out what was wrong with 4.5 hours labour, and they're not cheap. It turned out as well the fuel pump was priming, but I fitted a new one. Well, obviously with fuel pumps, if you fit the cheap ones, they might only last a year or 6 months or 3 months, according to some of the stories I've heard online. So I've just gone for an OE fuel pump, Delphi. I did want the Bosch one, but apparently Ford actually used Bosch and Delphi. So it's an original part. Very, very expensive. But hey, it needed doing. So yeah, it's been about 7 months since it last started up. I had it started yesterday. Starts up on the button now. If you can hear the fuel pump. Mind you, that's another story. I've got to sort that out and put my access panel in. Starts up on the button now. And that's another thing. A lot of these old vehicles, because this is over 20 years old, if you look there, the choke's actually kicking in. Now, a lot of these vehicles, the chokes don't work. The sensors are all dodgy. So nothing like that works. So they're a little bit shaky on takeover. You'll find that with all the Mark 1 Focuses. They're getting rare now like these. But I've gone through absolutely everything on this car. And I mean everything. I've replaced every single sensor on the engine. There isn't a lot of sensors because it's an old car. But all the sensors have been replaced on it. All the sensors what can cause a no start problem, like your crank sensor and stuff like that, and a few other things. So I'm not going to have any problems with this for a long time. Welding, I've been underneath the vehicle. There is a vehicle on my page from last year. It doesn't need any welding underneath on the floor pans. The floor pans are mint. It's never had a weld. It's always been garage, this car. But on the back of the sill, on the driver's side, it is starting to get a little bit of rust on it, and it is going to need a little bit of a weld. It's just a patch, really. It just wants cutting out and a plate putting, and I can paint it myself. But yeah, it's been looked after, this car. The inside looks really good. If you can see the interior and everything, there's no rips. One of the next jobs I'm going to do is I'm going to do this oil and filter. It's the original oil. It's the Magnetect. It's the 5W30A5. So I got that from Aberford in Rill. The Ford garage, even though it's Nissan now, they've still got the Ford garage at the back. It's two different businesses. I've got the original oil filter. It's got to be the original on it. And they actually use Magnetec. Don't know if they used that when the car was made, but they do now. I've got Ford spark plugs in it. I've got Ford leads. I've got a Ford air filter. So everything's original on the service kit. Everything else has been done. It's just the oil and filter now. So it's looking good. I can hear that fuel pump going. a bit fruity. Yeah, this has got the 1.6 Sport in it. So basically the 1. Sport is classed as the ZS, which is the ZTEC Sport. So in the 90s they had a Fiesta, I think it was the Mark III, and they had a ZS, which is the ZTEC Sport. Yeah, it's the old engine from the 90s. The story is behind these cars, Ford had a load of parts left over in the parts baskets, and they just threw them all into it. I mean, look at the seats. They're like proper 90s. Look at them. You know, the wear on these seats are fantastic. There's no wear on them. They're going to come up really, really clean. There's a bit of a stain, but believe it or not, that's a water stain. The panels, there's no wear on them. The gears, there. But everything back in the 90s, it's just really well made. And back then, we just thought Ford are just mediocre. Yeah, they were mediocre. They weren't like the BMWs and stuff like that. But I tell you what, these old Fords have turned out better in the end than the BMWs and the bloody Volkswagens and stuff like that. Because there's no bloody wear on them. I mean, if you look at Volkswagen and you look at the buttons, they're all worn out. I mean, look at that. The symbols are still on them. They're still like brand new. And there, you know, all the letterings here, you know, they're all still on. All the letterings here, they're all still on. They're not wearing out. You go for bloody Volkswagen, they're all worn out. Vauxhall and Peugeot and all that, they're crap. You know, and it's a spongy dash. You know, some of them are like hard plastic, like you get here. They're very good, you know. So yeah, it's got a lot of 90s parts in here, and the engine and the gearbox. It's all old school, this car. It's built to last. Like I say, structurally it's fine. The engine is mint. I can't fault it at all. The bonnet needs repainting, which I'll get that done. It's in primer, but I'm gonna have to wash the full car and degrease it. This passenger door is gonna have to be repainted. And you know what, apart from that, I'm not really going to touch anything else regarding paint, because it just doesn't bloody need it. So yeah, I just don't want to paint more than what I have to. I mean, the driver's side, it looks pretty clean, to be fair, for the age of it. It looks really fantastic. But what I am thinking of doing is this, and I've been looking at a few channels on YouTube for the last 2 years, is key the car down. Once I've done all the paint, leave it a while, leave it a couple of months, key it all down, yeah, with the right gradient. I think it's probably going to be about a 2000 grit or something. I'll have to find out. I can't remember it off the top of my head. And basically re-lacquer the full car. But when I make the lacquer up, because I've got a compressor, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some like metallic chips in it. Now you can get metallic chips with all different colours in, you know, or you can get them small metallic chips, medium metallic chips. Do you know, just to give because it's like a reddy colour, but it's not the best colour in the world. But it's growing on me now. Sometimes when the light hits it, it's more of a nicey kind of burgundy red. But there you have it. I'm thinking of just doing something on the lines of that, just to spruce it up, because I don't really want to spray it, because it won't be original then, will it? So yeah, I'm gonna definitely re-lacquer it, not because it needs it, just because of the fact that I can put metallic chips in it. I was thinking of some like silver chips, like sparkly, but not over the top, because you can go too far. But that's what I'm thinking. But everything's fine now. I've rescanned the engine. There's no faults on the end. The headliner, look at the headliner. You can't say that about all of them, can you? The headliner is like new. It's not hanging down anywhere. It's spot on. So yeah, I got a couple of things to do to it. I'll show you the fuel pump now, what I had to do to it to change it. So as you can see, I cut a little hole out with the angle grinder. So what I'm going to do is use some sealant, fuel sealant this. I'll bend that back down a bit more, and I'm just going to seal it up. But before I do that, I'm just going to give it a little whack round with the sandpaper, put a bit of rust protector on it, prime it up, and just put a little bit of paint on it just to tidy it up. I shouldn't need to go back in there for a long time. And then I've got a strut brace for here, a massive strut brace, with it being the sporty model. So these sort of like go on top for sound deadening, and I've got two on either side. And yeah, I'll get the strut brace back in. We've got the original parcel shell. This is what I was saying about the ceiling. It's actually perfect. Back of there's a little bit of a roughness on the back of the seat there, as you can see, but we'll get that fixed. Back of the seats look good. Door panels, they're fantastic. There's no looseness. But we are getting there now, it's running. Yeah, the wheels, I mean the age of them bloody wheels, they're mint for the age. It's not looking too bad, the bonnet's going to have to be repainted. I actually painted this panel myself. I have to redo this. Oh, the bonnet's, the boot's going to have to be redone. And we'll get a new badge here. Yeah, there's a bit of work here. This panel's actually pretty good, the age. This door's pretty good, but here, this needs some work. Front wing's good, the roof's good. But these black trims, we're going to do something with these. We're either going to paint them or replace them. The bonnet obviously needs repainting. I did actually do this headlight myself, I restored it. That side I had to rub it down again because somebody touched it, one of the little ones where the lacquer was wet. Yeah, the bumpers are pretty good. It definitely needs a good wash. Yeah, there you go. We need some new windscreen wipers. So yeah, apart from that, that's about it. Handbrake seems to be good. So the next step now is I need to get it all jacked up. I need to get underneath and do some tidying up, cleaning up underneath. You know, I want to give it a good clean, Langard it, put some oil protection on the bottom. I need to get a new disc for the angle grinder because I want to basically clean all the calipers and repaint them before they actually put the new pads and discs on. And then what's after that? Yeah, then I've got to do the cam belt and the water pump kit, which I'll do it here. I've got everything ready. I've just received the fitting kit to do the cam belt, so I'll get that done. I've said I'll get the oil and filter done. I've got an original timing kit with the water pump. It's all Fords, it's not Gates. I'm not using Gates because they've got a bit of a problem leaking on the iron water pumps, even though the belts are very good. So yeah, and then it'll be going in for the MOT, and then I might go and put it in for a valet somewhere, let somebody else do it. But all in all, it's looking good. I mean, if you look at the steering wheel, there's no bloody wear on it hardly. Unbelievable. I just don't think they make them like they used to, cars. And the clutch drives lovely. I mean, look at the wear and tear on the pedals. It's very good. You know, there's not a lot of wear and tear on it. Very good. Even all the dials, everything works. We've got aircon. We've got the 16-inch wheels, with it being the S model, the sports model. Everything works as it should. All the gears work. Now the radio has been removed because I've dropped it off somewhere to get it recoded because I've lost the code for it. I don't know what they do. I think they just plug a machine into it and get the code off the radio. I should have that back for next week. So yeah, everything's looking good now. Everything's getting done on it. So I'm hoping within the next 4 weeks it should be on the road MOT'd. Hopefully it'll be all done by then. Yeah, I've not drove it for about over a year, I think, but it is nippy. And a lot of people who are saying, yeah, it's only 115 brake horsepower, it's not really going to be that nippy. Well, let me just tell you something. It's not what you say, it's what you can prove. That's what I always say. This car is a lot lighter than what you think. Wait there. So usually the Fiesta, I think it's 1,300 and something ton. Wait till you see this one. It's just over a ton in kilograms. So ton's 1,000, so it's 1,070 kilograms. That's the weight of the vehicle. Now, just to give you content about what that means is, so if you had like a Fiesta or something, or another car, and you put a trailer on the back full of bricks, it's more weight, it's going to slow you down on the acceleration. It's just the weight to ratio, it's the way we're. So just over a ton is nothing really. It's nothing at all. I think if you go for like a modern day Focus or something, I reckon you're talking 1,400 and something, nearly 1.5 ton, which makes a difference. But back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, most cars were about 100 brake or just over, like the old XL3s. But there was light like this. You're not going to get a lighter car than this, really. So, essentially, if you got, say, like, I don't know, an Astra, what was 150 brake, like the red top, and that's weighing in at 1,300. You know what I mean? This is just going to give it a bit more balls towards that. You know, I think for something to get something as quick as this, you're going to need about 140 brake, 135, 140 brake, I think, to keep up with this on a modern car. Maybe even 150 brake. Do you know what I mean? Because they're heavy, these other cars out there, aren't they? I don't know without going into it properly, but all I know, a ton in weight for a car with 115 brake horsepower engine is fucking nippy. It is really nippy. So I'm looking forward to get out. And it's not like it's dead light and everything. And if you look at the reviews on these, the engine in this particular model, I mean, there's only 49 of these left on the road, and people are going, no, there's more than that. Yeah, there's different models, different colours, different engines. With this particular engine, this engine was designed by Yamaha motorbikes. And people might say, oh, that isn't true. Well, there's no point in me saying it if it isn't true, because people are just going to say it's not true. If you look online, the engine was designed by Yamaha motorbikes. And they also had something to do with Volvo, because this model's a Duratec, it isn't the ZTEC engine. So it's a Duratec engine, and if you look at all the Duratec engines, they're mostly in the STs, the ST170, the ST150, and the Fiesta. So it's a proper little sporty engine, and you're probably thinking, well, it's only 115 brake. Yeah, but it's only just slightly over a ton in weight. I mean, you look at the Fiesta ST, the 150 on the 2005 model, it's 150 brake horsepower. But just bear with me, if you think about it, it weighs something like 1,300 and something kilograms, and this is only 100. There's not going to be a lot of difference between this and the ST. You've got to remember, these have got a Duratec engine in, just like the ST. But I do believe Yamaha only designed the top end of this engine, which is all like your cams and your rockers and your tappets and stuff like that. The bottom end was all done by, I believe Mazda had a big play in it, as well as Volvo with this engine. So when I say sporty, I don't mean sporty as in like racy sporty, I mean as a nippy sporty, because let's face it, these new cars like what I've got now, this Volkswagen Allspace, they're not nippy, they're just overweight, over bloated vehicles. Let's have it right. They're not the same, these modern vehicles, as the old ones. They're just too heavy now. So you think you're getting a 200 brake horsepower engine, but in theory they're slow. I wouldn't be surprised, right, if this doesn't have the Allspace off the Volkswagen Tiguan I've got. It wouldn't put it past me, because this is so fucking nimble, you know, and so light. And it's the well known. If you go online, it says this was the best angling people carrier 5-seater around about that time, out of even the Volkswagen Touran and stuff like this was a lot better. But people say, oh, they haven't got the quality, they're all plasticky inside. Well, they're not, they're all spongy inside the dash. And as you can see, it's stood the test of time, it's still here. This one's an early 2004, so you know, it's lasting, it's doing really well. So we'll see how it goes, and I'm looking forward to getting it out. And if you're interested in this car and you're interested in the things you can do to it, and keep an eye out, you know, maybe press the notification bell. I'm not asking you to subscribe, I'm not really bothered about all that, how many subscribers I've got. But I will be doing a couple of little things to this to make it a bit quicker, and you'll be surprised. It's actually quite tunable, this engine. Again, probably because Yamaha, Mazda and Volvo's had a lot to do with this engine. So keep your eyes peeled, and I'll keep you up to date with what's going on. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.